Hello everyone, so we are back with Leetcode daily challenge. In today's problem we need to find number of laser beams in a bank. So at first the question is bit long, so let us try to read this question. We are given with a bank array which will have a strings, and the strings will have zeros and 1, where 0 means the cell is empty and 1 means that there is a security device. Now there can be a laser beam between two security devices when these conditions are met. First of all, when those security devices are in different rows, and when there is no security device between those two rows. So let us try to make this point simpler. Like from the second point, there should not be any security device between two rows. So what it means that the question is talking about adjacent rows, right? Adjacent rows, and by the term adjacent we means that there is no security device in between. We are just taking the rows which have security device. So this is the second point. Also the two security devices should be in different rows. This means that the devices which are on same row, we should not consider that, right? So let us try to understand this question a bit more clear from the example given below. So here in the example, the first string, here in the second position, third position and sixth position, there are 3 devices. The next row is empty, and the next row, the third row, like the first, second, third row, here the security devices are here. So how can the laser beams are pointed? For example, here we have 3 devices, here we have 2 devices. So there will be a laser beam from these devices to each of the 2 devices. Similarly, for this device there can be a laser beam from each of the 2 devices, and similarly for this one there will be a security like laser beam from these two devices. So it is clearly visible that we just need to return the total number of beams in the bank. So it is clearly visible that we are directly moving to the optimal solution. So what is the optimal solution? You can easily see from this example. We need to keep a track of the last row security devices, like the count of last row count, and we need to keep a track of current row count, right? So I am writing with another pen, take a red pen, yeah, current row count. And we just need to calculate the number of beams. We just need to multiply the last row count to the current row count, because here 3 security devices are there, and they here 2 devices are there. So the possibilities are 3 into 2, like there will be maximum of 6 laser beams possible in this case. Similarly, in the next example, when we have 2 in the last row we have 2, and in the current row we have 1, then 2 into 1 there can be 2 laser beams, right? So this is a very much simple problem. We just have to iterate over the string. We need to find the current count, like current count of the laser beam just matching the string whether it is 1 or not, and we will just multiply that with last count, and we will update our result variable. So this is our pseudo code. Iterate over the array of strings, then iterate each character is equals to 1, then increment the count plus plus, and when we iterate over the each character, we will just result plus equals to last multiplied by current, right? And we will update the last. But here is a catch, like we cannot update the last when it is empty. Like, so we have to check if our current, if our current row have no security devices, then we should not update the last variable. So here we will have a check. Let me erase this. If current equals to 0, like current row does not have any security devices, then we will not update the last variable. If it is not, then we will update last equals to current. And this is the solution. So let us try to go to Leetcode and try to code this out whether it works or not. Yeah. So first of all, what we will have a last variable, and we will set to 0. We will have the result variable, we will set to 0, and then what we will do, we have a current variable, current count set to 0, right. Now we will iterate over each string for auto s of bank. Now what we will have to do, we have to loop through the each characters. So for we can auto C, or we can take the simple int I equals to 0, I less than s dot size and I plus plus, right. So what we will check, we will check if s of I, whether it is equals to 1 or not. If it is equals to 1, then we will increment the current, right. So before increment the current, let us set to set the current to 0, because it will update after each iteration. So current will be updated. Now here in the result, we will just plus equals to last, like the last count multiplied by current. So for the first case, the last will be 0, so it will not add up, but the last will be updated. When it will be updated, when the current row, like the current row does not, like it is not have a, like a, it should have a single security device. If it is has a single security device, then we will update the last to cur, and at last we will return the result. This is very much simple solution. Let us try to run this code. Yeah, it works fine. Let us try to submit this code. Yeah, so let us try to discuss about the time complexity of this solution. So what we are doing, we are iterating over the string, and then we are iterating over the each character. So the time complexity will be the number of strings in the array. So let us try to say that order of n into order of m, where n is the number of strings in bank array, and where m is the size of maximum size of string. So it is order of n into m. And what about the space complexity? Since we are not storing any, we are not taking extra space based on our input variables, so this is just order of 1. We are just using simple variables. So I hope it is clear. Thank you for watching.